Grab you a milkshake and a hamburger. It's time to talk about Riverdale. This is a review for Riverdale, Chapter 13, The Sweet Hereafter. And given this was the season finale, we're going to do a review of the entire Season 1 of Riverdale. So a lot to unpack with this episode. We'll just start with the easiest thing to get out of the way, which they got out of the way pretty easily. The murder of Jason Blossom. Of course, last week we found out that Jason had been killed by his own father, Chester Blossom. And I was thinking this episode we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of why he did it, how he did it. But no, they kind of knocked it out right in the beginning with just a review. It's like Chester was selling drugs through his maple syrup company, heroin. Jason found out about it, said, I don't want anything to do with this shit, and that's why Chester killed him. And like I said, they just knocked it out like that. I thought it was going to be a little more intricate, and maybe there were some things that we didn't know about with Hiram Lodge, and no, his father killed him because of drugs. Oh, and he killed the one Southside Serpent. And with that, all of a sudden everyone hates the Southside Serpents, even though, the Blossoms were the ones dealing the drugs with their maple syrup. We all gotta hate the Southside Serpents. FP, they're like, hey, start naming names. He's like, yay, I ain't no snitch. And, the mayor, she wants everyone to crack down on them. And, of course, Jughead's feeling this. Betty tries to defend him, and next thing you know, someone's spray painting shut up, Southside slut, which I didn't understand. Once again, why does everyone hate the Southside Serpents? To me, it's just like the mayor wants to save face and, push for the gentrification of Riverdale, so everyone has to hate the Southside Serpents. Anyway, speaking of Jughead, he gets kicked out of Riverdale because he's going to be put in a foster home because, FP's going downriver for quite a while, so they put him in a foster home, and apparently this means that he's going to be in a different school district, despite the fact that the only place he's moving to is the south side of the town. Like, how fucking big is Riverdale that they have two fucking schools in the town area? I thought it was a small town, but they have two high schools. I guess, wow, they are really into class warfare in Riverdale, because the south side, of course, is supposed to be the poor side that Jughead's going to. It's a school where they have people going through with metal detectors and whatnot. It's a rough, a rough school. Apparently, Jughead fits in, and by the end of the episode, the Southside Serpents give him a knock on his trailer right before him and Betty were about to get it on, and they're like, hey, Southside Serpents protect their own. Want to join us? And Jughead puts on the jacket. Oh no, what's going to happen there? Like I said, him and Betty, what's going to happen with them? Because, Jughead's now on the south side of Riverdale, which I guess is just miles apart. And now he's going to join the Southside Serpents. What's going to happen with him and Betty? Let's see what else happened. Oh, well, I mentioned people getting it on. Archie and Veronica got it on. Cheryl went really super crazy in this episode. First, she tries to commit suicide. And I kind of saw that coming when she was giving away stuff. And I was like, oh, shit. Is she going to... And, of course, she tries to drown herself in the river. But Archie saves her. It's wintertime, apparently, in Riverdale. So she jumps in ice cold water and... Archie just smashes through the ice, which I thought was cool. And, of course, it busted up his hand. I was like, oh, I guess he won't be able to play football or play his music. But he found a way to play his music, so it's not the end of his music career. And, of course, the big shocker ending after, Archie wakes up in the morning with Veronica. He gets a text from his dad. Says, hey, why don't we have some breakfast at Pop's? So they go to have some breakfast at Pop's, and the place gets robbed, and Fred, played by Luke Perry, gets shot. And that's the big cliffhanger is Archie's dad got shot. And I guess that's going to be the big mystery next season is who shot Fred. And, of course, does Fred survive? I might have some theories on that. I think Hiram Lodge paid someone to shoot Fred. And it's going to be, it might be a new character they introduced in season 2. If it was going to be an old one, my money would be on Moose, because the guy who shot him was white and was kind of a big guy. So maybe Moose did it. But like I said, we'll have to wait to season 2. And when season 2 rolls around, I'll probably have my looking more into what characters they're showing and whether or not I think Moose or someone else did it. I mentioned mysteries for next season. Apparently, Betty's mom did have a different child before Polly and Betty. I think I had predicted that. The big secret was she was pregnant, and she gave that baby up. But of course, that was the case. She went to the sisters, gave a boy up. So Betty and Polly have a brother. I think next season they're going to try and find him. So it was an okay episode. I was kind of disappointed there wasn't more to Jason Blossom's murder. Like I said, they just wrapped it up right in the beginning. And I don't know. It's sort of like, even though we don't know if Fred got shot, it kind of feels like season 2 is going to be, who shot Fred. It kind of feels like a replay of Jason Blossom as far as mysteries go. I'm looking more forward to Betty trying to track down this brother of hers. And that's it for the episode. Like I said, this was also the season finale, so I'm just going to give a whole review of Riverdale for season 1. And for the most part, I liked it. The murder with Jason Blossom kind of went in and out with me. Like, sometimes I was interested in it. It's like, oh, wow, what is this reveal? And then sometimes you kind of forget that was supposed to be the big thing of the season. As far as storylines, not a fan of Archie and his music. Like the first few episodes, he just went on and on about his music. Miss Grundy, I really don't see, the beginning of the season, her and Archie are getting it on, and then, 3-4 episodes in, she takes off because everyone finds out. So it was kind of like, well, what was the point of having her in Riverdale to begin with? Maybe she'll come back, but still, it's like, they introduce her, you find out they're having an affair, and the next thing you know, she's gone. So that storyline kind of went nowhere. And as far as romances and whatnot, it was okay, I like how Betty and Jughead, how they set that up, and it seems like a pretty good relationship. Instead of, just this same dynamic of Betty versus Veronica for Archie. Aside from that, a lot of the side characters are pretty big in the comics. You didn't see a lot of them, like Reggie. Where's my man Reggie? I think he popped in maybe 3 or 4 times, and whenever he showed up, he did nothing. Give Reggie a storyline. Let him find that gold mine, for crying out loud. Something. And that can be said for a lot of the other minor characters. But it was interesting enough this season. I will be looking forward to season 2. And I guess that's all I got to say about Riverdale. Until then.